Good morning. It is Wednesday, February 7th. If you're tuning in right now, we're going to go over to YouTube. And we're going to monetize this mofo. Content. Live. Morning, Joe. On. Save. Daddy needs some coffee. Some Starbucks. Oh. Okay. We're going to get out of that. I'm going to go back to TrendSpider. Morning, Evan. Has anybody, the mobile app of TrendSpider, the new one, is amazing. Yeah, we're going to look at that one. We're going to look at Twilio, which is the Seeking Alpha. Wow, I'm in for a big day. Just so everyone knows, this is... Oh, I don't have crowd anymore. I need to take that out of my brokerage holdings. We've got it in the not owned. I'm going to delete that Peru portfolio. Etsy, Devon, Fortinet, Google, IGM, Coke, Morgan Stanley, Oxy. This is my personal portfolio. Snap, Snow, Square, Target, Uber, Wells Fargo. Yeah, I still own all these. I think I own a couple more, to be honest with you. Morning, Mike. I'm going to move this over to the core investments because we've got one core investment that's nicely up. 10% Roblox. Anybody get in on that call? That was a good one of mine. But everybody here was live on air yesterday. All the regulars were live with me when I bought 100 shares of Fortinet. And you should have bought Fortinet with me. Home. Oh, I gotta cancel this again. PayPal. I'm not as confident with PayPal as I was. Oh, I get paid. There's a commercial. I'm not as confident with PayPal. Remember, we got, and part of the reason I'm not as confident with PayPal is, and Zephan, you have PayPal, so you should be following Bradley Ferguson, Stock Market Nerd. Uber just, by the way, killed it. But he put a good, and I think it's here on Twitter. Uber, aside from Disney partnering with Amazon, Enphase had a really good quarter, by the way. Well, their guidance was good. They were up. I don't know if they kept it or not. Fortinet earnings shot, Snapshot, Disney, Palantir, Uber. This is it. Reminder on PayPal expectations for Q4. They're very low and ramped through 2024. Too soon to expect a transaction margin bottom or convincing acceleration in branded checkout. Those are two things that matter most today. This is not Meta 2.0. So I think he's level setting here. This particular here, I'll put this in the chat so you can read it. It's kind of long, but he is by far the best PayPal analyst that I know. I like Brad. I don't always follow his investments, but he's got a solid foundation in fundamentals. And he believes in the stock. So he's one of the reasons why I've stayed in it, to be honest. And I know, hey, don't listen to a douche on the internet. But you've got to understand that, sometimes as long as you can foundationally, not from performance per se, but as long as you can foundationally say, hey, he's got a good idea of stuff, then following on the internet isn't that bad of an idea. I did buy more SMCI yesterday. What was I going to do here? I don't even know. Oh, let's see. Zephin, that's why the newsletter is there, Zephin. Taken. And I'm going to put this in Do Not Disturb. I bought Fortinet and SMCI yesterday. Didn't time them right. Fortinet, I think I got it 66. I was live on air. If you go to yesterday's live, if you go to yesterday's live at the end, you can see where I bought Fortinet. And I posted this in the yesterday's. I haven't altered this chart from my hypothesis of a gap fill to $75 all along. After hours, we are trading at $78. Today, I bought 100 shares at Savvy Trader and the newsletter. Subscribe to both. Don't subscribe to Savvy Trader. That's like $400 for the year. Just the newsletter. I post it in the newsletter. But Fortinet, you are trading at 73 right now. It has reversed back slightly. So it has reversed back slightly. I'm slightly scared that it gets back to, it starts to backfill this gap, and it comes back down to about 65. But we have, good news is, I think we have another gap here. No, we have all-time highs. That's what it is. But I'll leave this here. It was a solid, a good quarter. It wasn't bad at all. So, I wanted to check. Let me see. I had a interact, see responses. Okay, Taiwan Semi is the last one. I don't have that many. Morning, Daniel. Morning, Chris. Let's do some scans. Boom, boom. Core portfolio. Oh, Disney right before. Taiwan Semi and SPG. Let's look at brokerage holdings. See if there's anything that I missed here. PayPal. If I had to guess, I'm not throwing money at PayPal into these earnings. And that's just a guess. Kind of like Brad said, there's not a lot of time for him to change. Larry, to change the margin. And that's PayPal's biggest issue, is the margin. And so if you're not changing the margin, that's a tough sell for any business like PayPal. Morning, Scott. SVXY. SVXY. And what's crazy is, if we are going to have a crash, that VIX has to go up. VXUS. That's the total U.S. stock market. Spider sectors. Nothing. Then not owned. Abbott. I mean, that's been a solid stock since October. ETH. Pfizer. Pfizer's been a good, I mean, listen, I haven't been a fan of Pfizer, but down here at 26, I mean, it's kind of bounced off. AIQ has been a solid one. We'll put that in. ARCF has a cross up. IONQ. The stock that keeps losing. I was way up on that one. Upstart. I mean, could you get a pump? I mean, Upstart I'm not going to bring that one up. I don't want anybody investing in Upstart. I just don't see a path to profitability. It's a loan service that doesn't use credit scores. Uses AI. Oh, come on, NASDAQ. Gilead after earnings. Well, you know what? That's not worth it. Dexcom is interesting. I'll put it in there. AstraZeneca. They're too tied to vaccine crap. S&P 100. PFE and Nike. Okay. We'll go back to the strategy tester. Yes. Hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you're subscribed. I'm here every morning if you're new. That the market is open. Okay, let me look. I've got to get some Seeking Alpha stories, to be honest with you. Oh, you know what? I'll just put this. I'll put this for PayPal. Freeman. Why do I call him Ferguson? Okay, I have to get some. Let's see. We have Alpha Picks, which I will include there. Let me see. No, I guess I have to sign out. What? Why? Oh, I got it. Look at his newsletter. C7, look. In your email yesterday morning, when you woke up, I bought SMCI, is obvious. I may very well be down on this buy, but I like the setup. And I like the setup because of the divergence. I was wrong. Full disclosure, it went down. Fortinet was one. Is one I should have gotten in earlier. I'm definitely doing what most suggest you don't do, which is play earnings. It's run up to the earnings report, but I like it to start to fill that gap. I'm hoping for some positive news, so I bought 100 shares, not a huge position, but enough to dollar cost average no matter which way earnings goes. Fortinet is up to 100 shares. 8.62%. I bought it 66. What's that? About $700-800. I was up 1,000, but it will be a short-term trade. I don't believe in. Somebody asked me. I think it was Frank. Asked me on Facebook, in the Facebook group, is this a long position? Where would you say get out? Blah blah blah. On this one, he had read that Fortinet is not cloud-based, that it's premise-based. Yes, true. I don't believe in this one long-term. I believe in Palo Alto Networks and CrowdStrike and Zscaler. Those are the three that I think, in my mind, from a and I'm gonna have to log in. Those are the three that I like. Okay, we're gonna look at some news here. Twilio, this is absolutely true. Earnings, Ford. We're gonna look at Ford real quick. Crazy good earnings, up 5%. Biggest stock movers today. We'll just include this one. Yum Brands, Enphase soared as much as 14%. Snap got killed. Yum China, okay. We'll include that one. Let's see. Snap is in that. CMG, solid earnings. ELF. We need ELF. I need to post about ELF. ELF did really well. They are up 7% in pre-market. Really well. Valuation is crazy, but everything beat. So we'll include this. Kudos to Sherry. Sherry got a shout out on the Facebook group too. In fact, I need to go to the. I'll include the Facebook group in that. Let's see. Fortinet, I went over. AMZN. Palantir could be added to the S&P. Affirm. Got an ad from Twitter. That'll go over. And NVIDIA. Crazy stat on NVIDIA. Over the last 3 months, NVIDIA has added Tesla's entire market cap to its valuation, which is over $550 billion. That's just crazy. I don't think playing Ford earnings was a bad call, to be honest with you, Chris. I mean, that stock was beaten down. I have Ford as part of my Webull account, and I am down 9.5% overall. My average price is $14.10. Don't ask me why. Most of that is given stocks that I just haven't gotten rid of. I haven't reinvested. So, yeah. That's just bad. But Ford was a good one. Introducing My Seeking Alpha. Welcome to your new home experience. Oh, look at this. You have the ability to personalize your homepage. Oh, look at this. View your current list of targets and easily navigate. Oh. Click here to personalize the order and topics. Oh, I like that. Ooh, I like that. Did I include the Roblox? No, I did not. Roblox earnings. Let's put that in. Roblox is up. Let's put this in. 14% pre-market. We're going to put this in. And I am going to go. Okay. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay. I'm going to start opening up these. BABA. I have to do BABA earnings too. Because they were not good. We'll put this in here. Not good. Let's go to BABA. Pre-market down 5%. Let's see, what else did I put in the title of this? Fortinet, Uber. Oh, Uber. I have to go over Uber. Uber had just a legendary quarter. Uber, great quarter. But that one is, I mean, the problem is Uber was priced to perfection, and in pre-market you're down 2%. It is a buying opportunity for the pullback. I don't want Uber in charts. This is what I want. Okay, we're going to put that in. Uber, great quarter. I do need Ford. Did I include, let me see. Hold on one second. Does this, yeah. Anticipated range, yeah, 15 cents. And it declared a regular quarterly dividend of 15 cents per share and announced a supplemental dividend of 18 cents per share. That's where Ford really kind of took hold. And why in pre-market you are up 5.8% after a 4% run yesterday. Yeah. The problem is Ford, in my mind, I mean, this is what's crazy, is at high risk of cutting its dividend. Learn why. I mean, this is what Seeking Alpha just is so good. They give you stuff like that. It's not always right, but des mea culpa. Huh. There's a great article. Okay, with all of that out of the way, we'll put this in here. Okay. Okay, so I've got the scans, I've got all that. Okay, let me start from the bottom, and I'll open this stuff up. We're going to close that. Okay, what do I have at first? I have JP Morgan. We're going to go over that last. We're going to go over Brad Freeman's take on PayPal. We are going to go over earnings on Wednesday. These are the main ones: Walt Disney, PayPal, Annaly Capital, which is big dividend payer, REIT, Suncor Energy, and all of the other names that are in there. Paycom, which is a big one. I think that one's gotten killed. I got an interesting article, an interesting ad on Twitter last night. I thought that was interesting. I have not gotten ads on Twitter like that are so hyper-focused, so something's going right over there. A firm breakout. Palantir could get into the S&P 500. This is MicroStrategy for the crypto folks. This is AMZN, which was down yesterday. They beat, and in pre-market they're down again. I think that might be, and we're going to open up the Facebook group because Jerry got a shout out from Kevin. Oh, that's not the one I want. We're going to go over here. Sam wants me to go over Roblox. Hold on. Dog's crying. What? Okay. I realized the blanket wasn't set up perfectly. I realize that now. I realize my error in my ways. But Sherry got a shout out. And then we're going to bring up Elf. We're going to bring up Baba. We're going to bring up Fortinet. We're going to bring up Uber. We're going to bring up Roblox. And we're going to start with this one. Biggest movers of the day. We are going to... This post just Shay's a master. We're going to bring up Twilio. And we're going to bring up the new mobile app. Okay. I canceled. Ironically, Joe. Morning, JJ Naked. Or, morning, Cherry. You got a shout out, by the way. The dividend's going to stay pretty strong, but, Joe, I canceled it. So here was my take on Tesla, and it got really annoying. I had to get out of here at 2:00. Housekeeper was coming at 2:30. Was debating taking the dogs with me because nobody was here to watch them. Then I decided, it's 60 degrees outside. I don't want to go and test drive a car. Drive a half hour in traffic in Atlanta, get there at 2:00. I'll make a reservation for like 11 o'clock in the morning one of these days. I'm in no rush. I think they're going to have that transfer until the end of the month. So I'll do it then. So I did not hit that. QQQ. Sherry, I hope you loaded up on Elf. I hope that's not just lunch money for you. Tesla's actually up 2%. Roblox is up 10%. PanW's up 2%. Lily is up 1 point. I mean, Lily should have bought that under 700. Get ready. Costco is being ironically quiet. Good, Sherry. Nice job on that. I'll go over it, but perfect. I like they announced new product lines. They announced international expansion. They announced a lot of things that are all solid for that stock. I'm not doing bad in Ulta, but Elf would have been obviously the better choice, far better choice. Okay, let's get into this. I'm gonna hit record now. Good morning. It's Hump Day. What's the camel's name? It's Wednesday, February 7th. Carl. Hey, guess what day it is? And then Carl goes, whoop, whoop, it's Hump Day. Yeah, I like that. let's get some news out of the way. I joined a couple of new social networks that I will include in the newsletter. If you're not signed up to the newsletter, I have no idea why you're not signed up to the newsletter. It is free. I included, everybody started asking me on Facebook last night if I bought Fortinet, what I bought. I bought Fortinet and I bought SMCI yesterday. I bought SMCI at the wrong time. I think I got in around 268, 269. I think it dipped down to about, 648, somewhere around there. I forget what I bought it at, but I bought it. I like the divergence. I said, I like this support down here. I'm just going to add to it. I added a bunch to it. You get all of this for free on the daily newsletter. I will include the social networks that I am joining and the reason why I joined them. But there are two. They are app-based, not web-based, so I kind of like them, but I joined it. Let's take a look at the Qs before I get into everything that I've got to go over, and I got a jam-packed show, including earnings today, earnings reviews, after the bell, what I like, what I'd be a little bit hesitant about, and a couple of stocks that really went big. So, and whether they're buys now. Here, QQQ, where are we in the pre-market? We are up to 0.57. 0.57. It's nothing crazy. I mean, again, it's going past 430. I bought in here at 407. I think I bought more at 420. During this pullback, I bought more at 420. So the Bollinger Bands are, you're at the top of the Bollinger Bands. You didn't have the afternoon candle. You didn't have confirmation. You've got solid volume. Your MACD isn't too high. Your RSI is in no man's land at 59. It's not crazy to start buying here. I mean, again, to Tom Lee, our shining North Star, Tom Lee, the bull of all bulls, has said there's going to be an air pocket. We're going to pull back 7%. He's sticking to that. 7% from here. We're trading at 430 right now, so it is up in this area. 7%. If we go back 7%, and he's saying 7% is kind of, pretty specific to me. 7% would put us right back in here testing this 400 level. If we start doing that, my guidance to you, and you don't have to listen to a douche on the internet, but my guidance to myself, I should say, I'm going to buy more. I just don't think that we're done. What all of these earnings have told us is that earnings growth in specific companies, meaning good companies with good products, with good earnings and good management, they'll get rewarded, and they're getting good earnings. Palantir, great company, great earnings. I said wait a day, you're down 1.6%. It's just overblown. I think you'll have another chance to buy that under 220, and I do think that they will get added to the S&P 500. We have that coming up. First things first, TrendSpider, their new mobile app. I will include this article, this blog from Jason Krutsky in the newsletter. The new mobile app is so good. I would say it blows away Webull. Remember, if you're not on Webull, go down to the link tree and you can sign up for Webull and get free stocks. If you are a subscriber of TrendSpider, I would suggest downloading the new app. It is really, really good. They pack so much into this, and they did so well. Smart checklists are in there. I think Chris is a big user of those. There's really, really good stuff. You still can't use Strategy Tester in there, but like I replied to somebody on Reddit last night, I think it may have been Chris, is even though I can't use Strategy Tester in the mobile app, I don't want to use Strategy Tester in the mobile app. I'd rather use Strategy Tester on a desktop and understand that's where the algorithm for the 4-hour algorithm is. It's Strategy Tester. It's just a back tester. You can't use that in the mobile app, but the mobile app is really, really solid. So I really, really like that one. Alpha Picks. Let's go over to Seeking Alpha and we can look at Alpha Picks. There's an FAQ. If you follow the link to Alpha Picks that I'll put in, or you just link to it from the link tree down below, you'll be able to see this stuff. Alpha Picks, and it goes on sale tomorrow. You'll save $10 starting tomorrow for, I think, 7 days. It's a Valentine's Day sale. So you'll save $10. It's normally $99 with my coupon, with my link that's in Linktree. But it's $89 starting tomorrow, and I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but hey, it is what it is. I'm saying it. I'll throw it out there. It is $89 for the year. Now, some people have asked me who it is. If you go to that link, and I'm signed into Seeking Alpha, so I can't see the actual link that is there. There's an FAQ, and one of the things in the FAQ is, who is Alpha Picks for? Go and read it. Understand it is $89 for the year. Look at the performance. They're reaching almost 100%. This Alpha Picks portfolio review article just came out today, February 7th. So you can read that. If you get into this Alpha Picks portfolio review, the article will provide a portfolio review of Alpha Picks overall performance, which will be discussed in our webinar at 4 p.m. today. Now, you can get on these live things if you're an Alpha Picks member. If not, you can do what I do. Just play the replay on your big screen TV while you're making dinner. But I want to kind of go over how I'm using Alpha Picks. And we'll start with Twilio. The most recent update was, hey, at the beginning, it's for long-term investors, not day traders. This isn't giving you a buy signal every day. They're giving you maybe one or two a month. And they're saying, hey, these are the stocks that we think you should invest in. Well, Twilio came out, and it came out right, I think, a day on February 1st. And so let's go over to TrendSpider, and we'll look at this one. And I want to tell you how I'm particularly using this. Remember, you need tools in your toolkit to build your house. I got the alert from Alpha Picks on February 1st. Well, February 1st, it was trading up here near 71. My algorithm had you in a buy at 74. We didn't have confirmation. It had just triggered an exit. Now, Twilio, you lose 45% in the algorithm, but if you buy and held, you lost 65%. Now, they go over in Alpha Picks all of the fundamental stuff, the reasons why they're picking it. They're saying, hey, this is a good one. Their performance is based on buying it when they say to buy it on the first of the month. So they don't time it. For me, I'm timing it. Their earnings are coming up on February 14th. You've had this crazy run from 50 to 70. So am I buying it right here? I'm not buying into weakness because I want to buy when there's some type of turnaround here. Even if I save $1 or $2, this is going into a long-term play. So $1 or $2 you're not going to notice. But, if you go from 75 all the way down to this volume shelf here at 62, this could be, that's a significant difference if you're looking at getting in there. So I like this. I like this stock. That's the way I'm using the service. I have not bought into Twilio yet. I absolutely will be buying into Twilio. I like the stock. I told you I've used it as a product manager at Earthlink. We used it for our IVR and contact management stuff. So it's over the 200-day. You had your golden cross here. From a long-term perspective, we can go back. I bet, yeah. This got the run up here, and see this range. This was part of the reason. I think the range is between 50 and 80 based on this weekly chart. I don't have to enter today waiting for 4-hour confirmation. That's how I'm using Alpha Picks. They tell you what to get into. They don't tell you when necessarily to get into it, but they tell you what to do. They track it when they tell you to get into it. So their tracking performance is just based on the news article. It's by the news. They're not doing it time-wise. My suggestion is you do it time-wise. Twilio will be added to mine. This was absolutely fantastic. Invest in companies that go through an inflection point. And here are 10 companies that just went through an inflection point. This is Shay Boular from Savvy Trader, Stock Savvy Shay. I am beating his portfolio full disclosure year to date in 1 month and 1 week. But Shay is fantastic. This is what you want. And he's got Celsius in there, CELH. The partnership with PepsiCo has significantly broadened its distribution. I've been dissing on that one a while. Shay likes it. Shay likes it a lot. So read those 10 biggest movers of the day. There's one Ford. I own from some Ford stock. I own it at a significantly higher price. They blew away earnings. They're stronger than anticipated Q4 results, positive outlook. The big one that I think was really pushed the stock higher, the company declared a regular quarterly dividend of 15 cents per share and announced a supplemental dividend of 18 cents. That's really, really good. That's really good. Yum China, Enphase reported good earnings. They're up 14% in pre-market. That's a solid mover. Snap plummeted more than 32%. Company's Q4 earnings were not good. That's just, hey, don't get into Snap. It's not time to buy into that one. Okay, I am pausing this because we are going to hear some barking. I paused. That's okay. I'm going to close the door real quick. I don't know if the dogs are coming in or not, but I'm going to start recording again. So Snap, I would not. I own Snap. There's the one good thing here, and this is what I was telling somebody, and I don't know yet. I have to really look into this. But if you look at Snap and their last few earnings, this one was a really good earnings. This was the earnings that I wanted to look at because we went from 12 and you gapped down to 11, and you got all the way down to $8 per share. This was such a bad quarter. In pre-market, I think you're at 12. You're at 11.91, which brings you all the way down here. You filled all of these gaps in. Okay? You're below your 200-day. Your 50-day is going to start moving negative. It was clear it was due for one move, up or down. This was, I thought it was going to get some divergence. You can see the stock price here was moving, but this was just looking like it was overbought. And there was move down. This was not a good quarter whatsoever. And it's, maybe not a great stock. New York City Bank, by the way, after its 22% losses up. Core portfolio winner, Roblox. I've said this before. This is a stock that trades around $40. It's at 44. You could have bought it yesterday at 39. 44 puts it up in this area. It's going to cover this gap up to 45.63 most likely. And then I think you'll see it start to settle around 41. If you can get this under 40, I would suggest getting this under 40 again. But Roblox, strong outlook amid booking surge. This is just strong 2024 guidance. You'll be lucky to get this under 40 again. We may move that buy-sell price to 45 depending on the performance. Just wait for it. Another core portfolio winner, Uber. This was a crazy good quarter. Now, Uber is down in pre-market. I will tell you it is down just because of the run-up. There was nothing wrong with Uber. This is simply because everybody was buying down here at 40, and you put in this volume shelf up here at about 63. That's where you can probably start to see this start to pull back. At 68.30, you're really hitting the 9-day. You're staying over that for confirmation. I would suggest anything under 70 on this one. I think you could buy it for the long term. Now let's talk about one that I bought yesterday, Fortinet. Fortinet non-GAAP earnings per share beats by 8 cents, revenue of $1.42 billion. If we go over and we look at Fortinet, it is now 9:21, so it's not opened yet, but it looks like it's going to open up at $74.26, up 10%. I bought this at $66 yesterday. I bought it live on air. If you're one of those people that wants to follow people into trades, understand I bought this both live on YouTube, and I included it in the Daily Stock Pick newsletter yesterday. I bought more SMCI and Fortinet yesterday. So if you're one of those people who wants to follow people into trades, just subscribe to my newsletter. It's free. I let you know exactly what I do. Uber is down 2%, by the way, and Fortinet, it is a short-term trade. I don't expect to be in this one very long. I expect that this will probably stay in my, you covered this gap. And so when we hit 75.24 today, I might sell because the all-time highs are at 78 and 79. Do I think that this one has more room to run? Probably. They gave good guidance. But in this particular sector, I like CrowdStrike and I like Palo Alto Networks. Those are the two that I really like. Unfortunately, both of those are just crazy, crazy expensive right now. And I don't want to buy before earnings. CrowdStrike, I got out at 248, 249, 250, somewhere in that neighborhood at the end of the year. And for Palo Alto, I'm still in big. Still have about the $30, $40, $50,000, somewhere in that neighborhood. Performance year to date of Fortinet, you're up 15%. Over 1 year, you're up 27%. Average target price, $72.89. We have it downgraded from HSBC, hold to reduce, with a $57 price target. That's crazy, but that's the volatility that you see in this name, is there's not a whole hell of a lot of love in this name. Now, if we go over here to Seeking Alpha, you can see it's 30 out of 46 in the information technology group. Wall Street analyst said buy. Seeking Alpha analyst said buy. Fortinet Q4, I'm calling it a day, not impressive enough. That's why I'm getting out at about 75. I want to sell this one at about 75. I want to take my profit and move on. And I'll roll it into CrowdStrike. We'll go over CrowdStrike in a little bit. But I like that one. Alibaba stock, not good. Not good at all. Dips after revenue numbers draw concern. Boosts buyback by 25 billion buyback could not get you a gain in the market. You were up 4% yesterday. You gave it all back today in pre-market. I'm just not investing in China. Not investing in China at all. ELF killed it. ELF in pre-market is up 5%. I think it might be up as much as 10%. Let me refresh this so much. ELF beat earnings per share of 74 cents, beats by 18 cents. Yeah, you're up 5% in free in the pre-market. I think Larry got into this one. Sherry says she's in big. Sherry even got a shout out in the Facebook group. Killed it in earnings. Special thank you to makeup experts that keyed Gary onto this one. That makeup expert is Sherry. High five, Sherry. Thank you so much. I'm glad you got into that one big. But yeah, shout out. Let me see. Let me scroll down. AMZN earnings, they were okay. Earnings per share beats by 12 cents. Revenue beats by 90 cents. Remember, this is the weight loss drug that you're betting on if you're betting in that space. Eli Lilly wound up pulling back yesterday. And I'm kicking myself right now because I absolutely should have bought into that downturn. It closed at 704 yesterday. In the morning session, it got to 691. 691. Buying this stock under $700 is what you want to do. It's at 710 right now in pre-market. But AMZN is the stock that if you want a weight loss drug potential at a cheap price, this one might be it. But Eli Lilly is the king of the hill right there. For all you crypto nerds, MicroStrategy non-GAAP earnings per share, 562, revenue of 120, misses by 7.6 million. It's down 0.4%. This just trades with Bitcoin. So that's for all you boys out there like this. This was interesting because Tom Lee posted this. Dan Ives believes that Palantir could get into the S&P 500. That would be a boost to Palantir. Now, Palantir is part of the core portfolio. I own, I think, 1 or 2 shares. I am getting out now that it's over 20. We've held that 1980. Remember I said, hey, I have to hold this 1980. I'd like for it to hold for the next couple of days. If we hold 1980, it should be able to move up. Wait 3 days until the hype dies back down. Don't buy the hype, but if you own it, kudos. I will be getting out of this one at some point in time. Right now, it still has confirmation. It's still an upward trend. In pre-market, you're down 1.3%, but the volume's still spiking. So I want to see what the volume on the morning spike is before I actually get out of this. This one's interesting right here. Hold on. What? There's plenty of blanket there for you to flip up. You know how to bury yourself. See, and now she's going to come in there, and you're going to get pissed off, and then you're going to start crying again. We got 2 edits to do. Okay. Affirm, TrendSpider, Affirm breakout 50, reclaiming the TTM squeeze is on a strong earnings report Thursday. They report Thursday. And like a firm, let's see, AFRM. This is one, and I don't. I mean, it's up 1.51%. If you look at this one, we're not at all-time highs. We're nowhere near all-time highs. They don't even have a 200-day yet. The all-time highs are at 160. Now, this is a buy now, pay later, and they're doing really, really well. But they're still losing $905 million. Their price to sales is still 7.61. Year to date, it's down 11%. Over 1 year, it's up 139%. Average target price is $31. Most recently, BMO Capital Markets said $44. You're trading at $43.43. They are priced to perfection. Even though TrendSpider says a strong earnings report on Thursday could really send this, that's the squeeze. And so they're saying, hey, this is the TTM squeeze, which is a proprietary, I think it's a proprietary indicator on TrendSpider. I like it. Don't love it. Don't love it. So be careful with a firm. I think it's a hype thing, but it was interesting to see that TrendSpider called it out. I got a crazy ad. Supermicro AMD-powered petascale servers have industry-leading 32E3. I have no idea what this means, but that's an ad for SMCI. Have I told you about SMCI? Now, people were asking me all day yesterday, are you selling it? Are you getting out of it? I added more. I doubled down. Call me Roaring Kitty. I like the stock. Now, on the 5-minute yesterday, this was crazy because I definitely did not time this correctly. I looked and I said, I see this divergence. And so I bought right about here at about 670. I bought at this. It immediately went down. Did I sell it? No, because I'm trading on the 4-hour. I'm not trading on the 5-minute. But I should have bought more down here at about 630. Well, what was 630? Well, look, it kind of tapped out here February 5th. This was 2 days ago. February 5th, it tapped out before it took off. Well, it tapped out there again. But old resistance turns into new support. Look at the support on that one. Now you're opening up right at the 9-day, right at about 675. Market just opened up. This is the 5-minute. I'm seeing the MACD's a little bit high. The RSI is a little bit overbought. It's coming down, but I expect this one to continue to move. I expect it. We went over it yesterday, how SMCI, the valuation is not crazy compared to the rest of the AI space. This valuation, the forward PE is 24. The PE is 53. It is not crazy compared to the rest of the space. Look at NVIDIA. The forward PE is 31. The PE is 90. Now, here's the thing about NVIDIA. I expect them to blow away earnings again. We can take a look at NVIDIA the last 2 times that it's gotten earnings. It becomes cheaper. So am I buying NVIDIA on this on this strength? I haven't bought into it. The reason is because I think SMCI actually trades at a slight discount. So I'm loading up on SMCI. NVIDIA is way overbought. Look at that MACD. Does it have any weakness to it? Not really. The RSI is down up at 72. I'm just not buying into it. It's not that I think that there's anything wrong with it. For the long term, I think NVIDIA is good. Here's a crazy stat. Okay? The crazy stat, NVIDIA, over the last 3 months, NVIDIA has added Tesla's entire market cap to its valuation, which is over $550 billion. Yeah, $550 billion. They've added $500 billion to their market cap. That's nuts. Here are the notable earnings today. Disney, they just announced a streaming service with everybody. I've said, hey, get Disney under 100. Disney, part of the reason that they went into that deal is because they want to expand ESPN. And ESPN by itself, who's going to pay for ESPN by itself? The sports fans. And the sports fans, they're going to have to up the price so much that the sports fans are just going to say, ugh, am I really going to do that? Or am I going to password share? And then they're going to password share and, you're going to get 5 people signed up for it, but 50 million are sharing those 5 passwords. So that's why they went into that deal. I don't expect this to pump Disney that much. You're down 1.87%. This was announced after the bell. They're kind of saying, hey, red flag, is Bob Iger out of ideas? And that's the way I look at that one. ARM. ARM is an interesting one because if you are talking about semiconductors, the majority of them are built on the ARM platform. Right before earnings, you have this cross up at 72.77. We don't even have a 200-day yet. So you've got to trade on the 50-day. The chart exemplifies why I don't like IPOs. This one IPO'd right here. And so you go back here, you're up 29%. Now, ARM, they don't have financials out, so it's kind of a risk. But here you go. Cross up right on the oscillator, right on that trend line right there. The RSI's in no man's land at 53. I don't think it's a bad one. You could play that one. The one that I think most people are in is PayPal. And so I've been in PayPal for quite a while at significantly higher levels. I've said that this gap up here at 72 is in play with good earnings. You get a cross up today at 63.73. I've said this before that this trading range right here scares the living daylights out of me because every time it's gotten up here, it's rejected off. You're up 0.41%. Brad Freeman, who is the stock market nerd, has the stock market nude level setting PayPal expectations. There's been a lot of excitement around the new PayPal leadership. He says that the turnaround here won't be immediate, and this is the key point. It's not going to be immediate. And so you've got to make sure that you're setting your expectations. I'll include that tweet in the newsletter. But PayPal, my expectations, I mean, they didn't have time to bring down the margins. They were going to shock the world. I just don't know exactly what to expect on this. The PE is not crazy. It's not crazy. It's at 11, but the growth is the problem. Are they going to grow? And so your year-to-date, you're up 3%. For 1 year, you're down 25%. So the charts look good. The product day looked horrible. I don't know. JP Morgan Trading Desk splits with Kalanovic. Kalanovic is their analyst. And the trading desk is now saying the Magnificent Seven is great. In fact, this article brings up a couple of things. Recommends longs in megatech caps like SMH, SOXX, KBE, credit cards, retailers, XRT, RTH, home builders. All of those. At this point, if there is any level beyond OW, you may consider doing that with the Mag 7. Apple, Amazon, Google. They included Tesla, hedging with a combination of credit ETFs, LQD. I will include this article in the newsletter. You can click on that and see all of the things that they recommend. This is why I have Seeking Alpha. That's why it's a good service. Social request, Andrew from Spotify, Mara. So Mara's going to trade with Bitcoin, and Bitcoin right now is stuck in no man's land. And you're seeing the Bollinger Band cinching up here. You're seeing it put in a nice little shelf between 16 and 18. You're seeing it respect that 200-day that's still moving positive. You're probably going to get a MACD cross down. The RSI is kind of in no man's land at 43. I don't see any reason to buy it. You've seen that they said they got a record amount of Bitcoin in January. Their earnings come up March 14th. I mean, what more do you want me to say? It's going to trade with Bitcoin. I own this at 26 in a brokerage account. I am probably taking my Fortinet earnings, getting out at 26, and so I don't have to pay taxes. That's the way I'm trading this one. I'm not expecting this one to pump up a ton. Again, it's Bitcoin. It's just trading with Bitcoins. Ted from Facebook wants me to go over DraftKings. DraftKings with the Super Bowl. Is there any hype with this one? It's priced in. What your grandmother is making for Christmas dinner is already priced into the market. I say it all the time. And I said this down here. If this holds the 200-day and gains confirmation, I'll buy above 30, but not until confirmation is gained. I didn't buy. Your boy got out in December at about, I think, 35 or so. I think I'm out of it. Let me see. I took quite a big gain in this one, to be honest with you. I think I bought it about 27. 28. I think I bought it right about here at about 28, right before that trigger got taken in October. And I went through the downturn, and I was losing money. What did I do? I just sat there and waited for earnings. I doubled down on it, and I said, I'm going to make some money. I'll be okay. I didn't want to, get out too soon. I was planning on holding this one long term. Yeah, I'm not in this one. I'm not in at all. So I meant to get in at 34, and it's at 41. It's run too much. The price is what kills me on DraftKings, is I'm not getting into a stock where they're not making money. Now, they may earn money this time, but sports betting, I think there's some regulation probably coming up. Price to sales, 5.92. They've turned a lot of this around. The average target price is 41.22. It's at 41.77. What, you're 1% away from your 52-week high. Why would I get into that, Ted? I mean, it just makes there's better places in this market, in my mind, to make money. Doesn't mean that on their earnings, they may not get pumped up. Their earnings are coming up February 15th next week. Bullish Bites on Instagram. I know you briefly touched on CrowdStrike in the last episode, but hear me out. CrowdStrike reports earnings March 5th. They're expected to beat and post a year-over-year increase in revenue. The company is preferred choice of many Fortune 500 companies and has DoD contracts. We have surpassed all-time highs, but it seems like it's consolidating for a huge move. Do you see a gap up? FBI just came out and demands a cyber spending bill. I'm bullish on cybersecurity. It's shifted from a growth stock to a consumer staple. Companies need it. CrowdStrike. So we went over. I bought Fortinet, and Fortinet and CrowdStrike they're in the same industry, but company typically has both if they're really protective of themselves. But CrowdStrike is the new favorite. It's the new hype on the street. Look at that. I mean, I got out at about 250, I think, 240 here in December. I saw this turnover. I didn't get back in at 265. I made a mistake. Their earnings are coming up March 5th, so you do have some time. If we look at this and let's bring this back to a weekly, because I want to show the last time it got to these levels. Are people holding on to this? Because if we look at this and we bring this back here, if people believe that it should be at this high, we would see a lot larger a spike here in the volume. I just don't. I don't see it. I just don't. I mean, I don't see a spike in the volume. I see spikes in volumes for selling here, but I don't see a spike in the volume here. And yes, their earnings are incredible. They are doing really, really well. They may post some type of profit, but they're losing $11 million. If they turn profitable, I will tell you, I think that changes the narrative on this. But the price to sales right now is 25, okay? If you want to look at it, PanW, their price to sales is 14. So the price to sales, because they're not making money, in my mind, that's how to compare it to PanW. And if you compare that to Fortinet, the price to sales is 9. If we go over here to Seeking Alpha and we put in CrowdStrike right now, I'll do DraftKings as well. But CrowdStrike here in Seeking Alpha, it's hold, and it's because of the valuation. It's just a hold because of the valuation. It needs to rest now again. That was just from January 25th, and it's gone up since January 25th. I'm not arguing that CrowdStrike isn't a bad play. I just think for my take, I think there's better opportunities in the market. I want to get into CrowdStrike. I'm just not getting into it at these prices, and I could be completely making a mistake. It's up 2.5% today. Zscaler up 1.25 today. And I may very well be making a mistake. People also follow Zscaler, Snowflake, Shopify, the Trading Desk, and DDog. People who follow this are into growth. And that growth is sometimes, it's expensive. But it's not comfortable for me to get in. So I'm not downing Bullish Bites. I think their analysis of it is completely true. DraftKings, so it's a buy and hold from DraftKings. A strong buy on sticky monetization trends. That's from January 31st. Oppenheimer buy versus sales idea paired amid each sector. You can look at this. FanDuel to adjust Super Bowl advertising after death of Carl Weathers. That was I think he was Apollo in Rocky movies. Adegay Moyoa Joseph? Adegay. I think it's Adegay. I don't know. Moyoya. I apologize immensely. I am that ugly white dude. Come on. Taiwan Semi. Taiwan Semi, it's an interesting one because all semiconductors are roaring. And Taiwan Semi is up just like the others. It is in the core portfolio. I do like this one. I think it's $100 and probably $20 stock. And my guess, the valuation is C-. It's not horrible. Growth C-. Profitability A+. The quant has that as a hold. It's ranked number 9 in information technology in the semiconductor stocks. Qualcomm and Nvidia are above it, and those two are in the core portfolio. It's not a horrible one. Broadcom is another stock. The problem you have with Taiwan Semi, and they just announced a new plant will go into Japan. Taiwan Semi makes everybody's chips. They make Apple's chips. They make Microsoft's chips. They make AMD's chips. They make Nvidia's chips. Taiwan Semi makes all of these chips. They are the fabricators of these chips. As semiconductors rise, Taiwan Semi's need for making the chips rises. The algorithm makes you 35%, whereas if you bought and held this, you lost 3.2% over 2 years. So you can see there's hype stock rallies. Their catalyst is gone because their earnings are gone. They gapped up from 103 to 109, which I think you come back and you test in that 7% pocket pullback. I think you test it. Now, old support turns to new resistance. I use Seeking Alpha to find the opportunity. I like Intel for a play before earnings instead of buying into this pop on Taiwan Semi. That was from a while ago. This old support, which was right back here between 2021 and 2022, this is on a weekly, turns into new resistance. It resisted here in June. It's gotten through it. So it's a solid, it's going to turn into support, 110. I think that's the new support. I don't think that you buy in here. I think you wait for that 110. And I think you wait for the pullback. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. But your upside is to 140. So, you've got a capped upside. In my mind, you get to that 140 because you've got double top right there. So that's my take, Adaya on Taiwan Semi. Let's go over some scans. Disney has a cross up right before earnings. This is in the core portfolio. I don't think it's a bad play, but under 100. I don't know what the hell's going to come out with these earnings. I think there's a Hail Mary here from Bob Iger. I'd say hold off on buying any new positions or buying any new stock. But you can see from a weekly, we're just kind of, hanging out here. There's nothing wrong down here if you want to buy it at 97. I think my average purchase is 98, 99. Ironically, Taiwan Semi has a cross up. The original buy was down at, I think, about 90s. And I said get Taiwan Semi under 100. Absolutely get Taiwan Semi under 100. If this ever goes under 100 again, you better buy it. $100.53 was the buy here right before earnings. Well, if you didn't get it, if you did get it, you're up 20%. The MACD's crossing up again. It's on a rise. I still wouldn't buy it. The MACD 73, it's just a bullish signal. Swign Property Group has a cross up. This one, again, it's a little bit expensive in my mind. We've had this run up here. I mean, this is in the core portfolio as well, 142. I think that's too expensive, but I will tell you, it's putting in this kind of shelf here between 130 and 147. I think 142 isn't a horrible price, but you're buying into all-time highs. So that's where I'm kind of at this one. PayPal has a cross up right before earnings. And again, these are scans. So these, there's a list of about 15 of them that show bullish tendencies. 63.73. You're trading at 63.26. You're down 0.71. You've taken a little bit of a downturn. I don't know what's going to come up with earnings, but you can see this clear range. And we're kind of bouncing off that. We got to 63.97 and we bounced off it today. We got all the way up to 64.90. 64.90 we got up to, and we bounced right back. We've rejected off of that price. So it's just, it's a problem getting through it. Again, you're at all-time highs on a lot of these things. The market is pricing in for perfection, even PayPal is pricing in for perfection. Now, what I do want to say, what got a cross up here is as SVIXY. This is a cross up for the VIX. This is the inverse, the short on the VIX. So this is the short. It's triple levered, 107.77. Now, this is what's interesting is if we go over to Seeking Alpha and we look up the VIX is at 12.99. If we go back 10 years and you look at the VIX, why during this, volatile time, if you are going to make a huge 7% move, the VIX has to go up. So I would be cautious about getting into SVIXY just because the VIX has to go up. It has to go up. Now this one, you gain 46% trading this in the algorithm. You win, 38% of the time, but your average win is 12%. So, take it with a grain of salt. If we look at a long-term, remember, this is a decaying asset. You do not want to invest in this long-term. Just because this is on an upward trend does not mean that the VIX is going to continue to go down. So just be careful with this one. IONQ, quantum computing. This is one I think I have all of like $30, $40 into. I was up about 15, 30% on this one. You're seeing that at $10, this one bounces. At $10, this one bounces. We can go into a weekly on this one. I don't know if we've got enough bars to have a 200-day. No. But you can see right here. I mean, if I put this bar right at about $10, we're going to put it down here. Okay? We're going to put it just below $10 at about $9.60. See how it rejects off there and shoots higher? It doesn't stop here, so it didn't support. But see how it rejected off here, goes higher? This could be an opportunity, on the short term. Now, mind you, short term, 4 hour. The 4 hour algorithm makes you 138% over 24 months in this name. You know what you get if you bought this 2 years ago and you just held on to it? You're losing 21%. Your average win is 27%. That's because this one flies. This one is a flyer. Your last two were losses. The one before that, you had 24%. You had your average gain, 24%. So this could be a reason for it to move up. I don't know that 200 days move. I'm not adding to this one. I'm not throwing a bunch of money into this. But I did want to bring it up. The other one that I want to bring up, kind of in line with PayPal because I think it's a big holding of theirs, but ARKF. ARKF has been kind of capitulating here just like PayPal has been in that range. If we look at a weekly of ARKF, you're just kind of coming up on this 200-day at 31. You're at 26. ARKF, let's see what their holdings are. I think it's mainly Block and PayPal and stuff. Let's see the holdings. You've got Coinbase, you've got Shopify, you've got Block, you got DraftKings, you got UiPath, Twilio, Aiden, Robinhood, Mercado Libre. Total of 36 holdings. Technology is 45%. ARKF is pretty good. I like this. I really like Kathy Woods. I like her her investing style, specifically in stuff I don't know a lot about, like financials, like genomics. ARKK, kid, take it or leave it. ARKW, great performer. So take it with how you want. Now, if you like any of these charts, they're all in TrendSpider. TrendSpider is a special offer. It's a 7-day trial for $29. You go and click on it over there. You go to planned and pricing. You can try it for $29. If you've watched me for any point in time, you can get for a monthly at $129. It's normally $149. I think you can even save 25% off this. I'm not sure, but if it asks you for a code for an additional, you use DSP25, and it's all written right here on the trends on Linktree. Use code DSP for an additional 25% off. You can take a look at that if you know that you want this. It's $74.40 a month. If you can't beat $74.40 a month, you're just not. You're not playing with a big enough portfolio. $74.40 a month. If you're not beating it, if this doesn't up your game to $74.40 a month, you're just probably, and that's not shameful. That's just, hey, wait until you get to that big portfolio. Enhance your skills with the free tools. That's all you want to do. And Seeking Alpha, at the very least, you should click on this link and you should get over to Seeking Alpha. It's going to give you a 50-day coupon with a free 7-day trial. And this is Seeking Alpha Premium. This is this middle plan. Seeking Alpha Basic, the limited access, sign up for the free one. There's no reason not to have a Seeking Alpha account. You should sign up, use my link. I think you should get Premium. I think Premium is absolutely worth it. I think it's a solid service. Now, we talked about Alpha Picks. It's going on sale tomorrow. This is the link you will use. It will be $99 today, but it's $89 tomorrow. And they have an article, Alpha Picks preview, portfolio review. They go over everything. They have a webinar today at 4 p.m. It is stored so you can watch it later. They email it to you. It is fantastic. Read that FAQ. If you're wondering, should I get into this? Read that FAQ. And again, if you're in Webull, you should join Webull. If you don't have TrendSpider and you don't have that mobile app, Webull has the best mobile app. I was using it all day to look at that stuff. You get free stocks. At the very least, you want to go over and sign up for the newsletter. It is free during the week. I have educational stuff. Over the weekend, I go over what indicators I use, how I determined buy and sell, how I knew Roblox was under $40 was a great buy, things of that sort. Divergence, I talk about golden cross, death cross, what a button hook is. You can see all that. We're on part 5, I think, right now. But yeah, solidly well received. It's $120 a year. $120 a year is $10 a month. For the amount of effort that I put in here, for $10 a month, I don't think that's a lot to ask for. And I'm giving you something back. So, if you have any other questions, you can shoot me. I said, we've got a private Facebook group. You can join right there. Instagram. I've got X, Twitter, Voss, Face, whatever you want. Spotify, anything that you need with a daily stock pick, it's all here. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. It is Thursday. Have a great night. Wah, wah, wah. Oh, BC tree climber. I am so sorry you live in Canada. In British Columbia. Well, I will say, I am sorry that you're in snowy Canada. Although I will tell you, over the summer, you've got some of the most gorgeous area to hike in. So I am sorry you live up there in the winter, but during the summer, you got the best. I guess I was over to the side the whole time. I don't know. My housekeeper moved my computer, I guess. Let's see. Where's Fortinet? That's where I've got to look. Did this one crash down? Yes, it did. Mother effer. Okay, hold on. Oh. Palantir's doing well. Palantir's up, 3.56%. Dude, I got to put in... I'm going to put in an order to sell my Fortinet. I'm up 5% on Fortinet. Oh, here. Where's Fortinet's gap? 75. Where is it? 75. Pump it up, pump it up. Let me go to a 5-minute on this one. I think it opened up and I think everybody started selling. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. It's coming back here to fill the gap. But it opened at 73, got up to 73.91. So it still didn't fill the gap. It filled it in the pre-market. Hey, come here. Who's here? Look. I want to put this. Let me see. I always have to do this. Stop limit versus stop loss. Do stop loss orders guarantee execution while stop limit orders guarantee the price. Stop limit. So I want the stop limit. Yeah. That's what I always want. Buying it. Oh, no. You know what? I'm just going to sell it. We're going to take our $200 and we're going to sell it at 69. I got to cancel the limit order. Orders. What we're going to do. No. What am I saying? Good for you, Chris. PFE. No hope. I'll look for you in a second. Let me take care of this. go. I think that's going to get it. Do, 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 do. You don't want to look at NVDL. You want to look at NVDA. Filled. Filled. Do. Filled. Sold forward net. Sold forward net halfway through that gap. NVDL, I mean, it's NVIDIA. It's the same thing. It's extended. Pavin, no different. I mean, you're buying NVDL with the MACD higher than it's been in the foreseeable 3 months. Look, it didn't even hit here. While it was consolidating here. Now this one, the RSI, you're buying at the RSI when it's overbought at 71. So I don't particularly think it's a smart play, but I think there's better opportunities out there to play long game. SMCI, I think it's 676. I think this one is crazy to buy at this price. I just bought it at 670 yesterday. So, in fact, let me get this opened up so I can send this over. I'll tell you what I bought. Let's see. Account positions. And account positions. SMCI, I bought yesterday. I bought 15 shares at 669. Hey, 69. Woohoo! But yeah, I mean, I think that's a better play than NVIDIA, personally. But your guess is as good as mine. And come on, Pavin, you've been here long enough. You can look at those charts and understand it. You know what you're really doing, Pavin, by asking me to look at the chart? You're asking a douche on the internet to confirm that that's a good play. That's where you're at on that one. And that's not a good strategy to do. If you believe in a stock, go after it. If you don't, then, it's not a good trade. If you're nervous about it, it's going to keep you up at night. Wow. Sonos. Sonos is up 15%. Wow. You may have 22 in this run. Sonos is one, this is funny because Sonos, I guess when the Apple speaker was coming out, they were rumored to be getting purchased by Apple because of the quality of their speakers. And I looked at it at, I think, $5 or something. And I should have gotten it. Should have bought it. Let me just FaceTime. Or not FaceTime. Oh, my mouth. I need to tell my dad that I sold out of Fortinet. He's probably going to tell me, sell mine too. Yeah, Sonos is one. I mean, if you go over here and look, he says the speaker category hasn't fully recovered. They're still losing money. The forward PE is 39. Year to date, they're up 11%. Performance over 1 year, 5%. 6 months, 20%. Quarter, 68%. That's what's crazy. If you look at this quarterly, just look at from October, the October low of the 30th, you're up 91%. I mean, that's crazy good. But this one goes through down. I think it was down. It must have been here. No, you know what? It was here in March. This was where Steve and I were looking to trade this one at about $5. And I said to Steve, at $5, its low was $6.58. I said, it doesn't make sense to be that low. People are home. People are going to start ordering this stuff. And I said we should get into it. I was probably right. But, hindsight is 2020. And you can't always see stuff. Okay, I am going to go. You guys take care. I think I'm getting more bots in here. Kudos to you, Chris. I wish I need to find a scanner to find stocks that are beaten down like this that have some type of fundamental, solid, good product. FYI, SMCI is up at 692. Did Fortinet go back up to 70? No, it's about where I sold it. I think 68.70 is where I sold it. I just don't trust it on this 5-minute chart. I think I took a $300 gain. I don't trust that gap fill coming back. It got below it, lost its confirmation on the 5-minute. The MACD was crossing down. The RSI, just weak. If you look at it from just a standpoint of the last time we went down, most people are not buying up here. They're just not. So, Michael, do not get into SMCI here. Do not get into SMCI here. I bought yesterday at 670. I doubled down on, so it's 5 figures. It's good 5 figures. I didn't double my position, but I'm adding to my retirement account. I've got a, let's see. I am up 157% from my first buy. No, I'm sorry. Let's see. My lots. My first buy in August, I'm up 146%. Then I have 2 consecutive buys of the same dollar amount. Then I'm up 150 and 180. And that's in my brokerage account. Now that's taxed. All of those are short. All of those are 100% short. So I don't want to sell it. It's become such a huge position. And it is. It's close to, it's mid 5 figures, close to 6. But I'm trying to double down and get that amount in my retirement account so that if we see a downturn, I can at least take the profits from my retirement, not have a tax event, and pull that. I still believe that the valuation is there. I think it's got 700 in it completely. But that's my strategy. And I don't suggest anybody run out and buy it now. I think 670 was a good shelf that it was putting in. Because if we go and we look, I'll get out of the strategy tester. Because if we go and we look at a 5-minute, I think you can still see the chart. Because I'll leave it in the top here. And we're going to do extended hours. Because I want to show extended hours. Because that's pretty explanatory of what goes on with this one in particular. Is if you include the after hours and we just move this, okay? So this is the last few days, you can see. Down here, we were putting in a nice little shelf, and I said, hey, that's a shelf between 570 and 580. After hours, we moved up. And then the entire day, we moved up here. After hours, we wound up here, but you started to crash. And so this became the new support at 670, 680. And we crashed down to 670 yesterday. I bought at 670. It went down to 640 during the day. Well, no, yesterday it got down to 630. So I bought up here at 670 during this time frame. Lost it. Didn't add more. Should have added more. This is obviously where it pulled back here at 625. The support. What I see right now is we've had some movement here at about 660. And again, this is short term. Doesn't mean we won't fly through. But it does mean if you pull this back to when it first broke out, you can see there's volume shelves building up here. And so you've got to build this $700 volume. But right now at 695, it's starting to top out. If we lose that, you've double topped. No. Let me see. My brokerage account holds the majority of my Apple. It is 58.62% of my account, my brokerage account, my Apple. I am up 1,800%. So it holds quite a bit of Apple. Apple in my IRA is 32% of my account, and in my Roth it is 39% of my account. So it's still the largest position in all accounts. I use it as my safety. Oh, Chris, you're good, man. You're good at watching stuff. I'm not. Okay, it's 10:20. Palantir's on a good run. You know what else is on a good one? Roblox, Shopify, PanW. Look at that run. How much PanW do I have? PanW is 2% of my account. It is 6 figures. Hoofa. Wow. So Michael, the way to do Apple, I'll give you the strategy. If I were doing a portfolio today of Apple, this is what I would do. This would be my strategy on Apple. And now this is a collaboration with my weekly stock pick, or weekly stock. But what I would do with Apple is I would pull up the weekly, because you're adding to it every week. And I would say, okay, right now you're topping out at about 200. This is your 200 mark right here. And so you're topping out at about 200 there. You can see we've bounced against it. We're at 189 right now. But since June, I mean, look at how the stock price, the RSI is in a downturn. So it's becoming, let me get rid of this. Remove this segment annotation. So this one, see how that's moving down there? You can't see that. Oh, yes, you can. Okay. So see how that's moving down? But during this time, what's the price doing? The price isn't really moving down. So it's capitulating. I think that just means that the price is going to stay the same. So I think you're doing the right thing right now. I would say if you get up into the 190s when you're looking to buy it, I would wait for the 180s. But hey, 1 share a week, that's, for me, it's the way to build up a portfolio. Pick one stock you like a week. Just buy that stock and make sure it's a buy and hold. You can go over here to Savvy Trader, where I have the leading portfolio. And the core portfolio here. It's free to subscribe. And I would look at those 34 stocks, and I would pick which one that you like during the week. And I would say, which one do I like? And then on Monday, just buy one. That's not a horrible strategy, By the way, 3 months. This dude took me over, Techno Crypto. 1 week, I'm still in the lead. Yes. Still in the lead on that. Oh, I need to update my, trading portfolio. Fortinet. Oh, it's back up at 70. Okay. We're going to sell 100. Oh, wait. How many did I buy? 9. I only bought 9. I bought 100 there. Oh, it was 10 shares. Okay. Sell. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, there's my trading portfolio if anybody wants to see it. But what's the earnings today? Let me see. Do I want to buy PayPal on this one or ARM? I may trade ARM. ARM has that algo tick at 72.77. And see, you can go to all-time highs here without any kind of... And man, semis have just... Morning, Brandon. Do I want ARM? No, see? It's February 2nd. What led him to buy ARM? Yeah. Dominance company method. I have calculated a market value of $82, performing a potential upside of 15%. Concerns over its valuation. Yes. Dominant position. Traditional value. ARM business model. Yeah. ARM might be. It's funny because I'd still hold my Intel. In fact, let me make sure. Do I have that in here? I do have. I have IONQ, DocU. I should probably just sell DocU, to be honest. Penny. DocU was a big buy. Okay, I'm going to get out of here. It's 10:30. I'll see you guys tomorrow. If I buy something, I'll put it in the newsletter. Okay.